What up, world? Welcome to another episode of the BrandonJaneauShow. Show. As you know, I am Brandon Janeau, and like always on all podcast platforms everywhere. BrandonJaneauShow, Show, social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, BrandonJaneauShow, Show, and of course, YouTube channel BrandonJaneauShow. Show. Go subscribe, comment. Hope you guys enjoy that episodes that I got out right now. Hope you guys enjoy this because tonight it is Bleed Black and Gold. This is my Saints podcast I do for my show, and I hope you guys enjoy this. So, the NFL season is officially around the corner because this past Thursday was the NFL schedule release for the 2024-2025 season. And the Saints fans, listen, who that nation? They say they say we have the easiest schedule, or at least tied for the easiest schedule, um, in the NFL. That's what they say. Off of what last year's records were. Okay. I hate when people give us this bullshit because for the last couple of years, we've had quote unquote the second or third or fourth easiest schedule in the NFL. And let me check. Yeah, we haven't made the fucking playoffs in what, 5 years? Yeah. No, 4 years. Last time we was in the playoffs was the 2020 season. 2021 season. Last time we was in the playoffs. So 3 years. Or two years going on three. In other words, it's been a long fucking time since we've been in the playoffs. And for that alone is why I feel like I don't give a shit what the so-called analysts, experts say about this. This season's gonna be a little bit interesting to say the least. And on this episode, I will be breaking down each and every one of these games and talking about why they are so substantial to the season, and particularly, uh, where do I see the Saints ending the season up, ending their season particularly. So, like I said, we were gifted the 31st, tied for the 32nd, really, um, toughest schedule of the year with the Atlanta Falcons. Um, for the last couple of years, we've come into the season, and the Saints have always been the favorite. The Saints have always been the favorite to win their division. And this season is not that. It doesn't feel like we're the favorite anymore. And that's kind of a little bit, that's why I'm kind of like a little bit happy about that because we're not particularly the favorite, the quintessential favorite in the NFC South. Now it's Atlanta, now it's Carolina, maybe Tampa again. Maybe it is these other teams. And we're kind of like the team that's just maybe they will, maybe they won't type of team. And this season is interesting, man, to say the least. So I got a couple of games here. So I checked a couple games of importance. So the games I checked are the games that are very important to not just maybe divisional course, division games. I put kind of like a bullet, a point on it, and said these are the divisional games by for us to win and have. Then I have some important games that will shape up how if we don't win the division, how we can still make the playoffs and why these games are still important. And I also pretty much put in a box all of our primetime games, and I also put in um, the games I'm excited about, and also just really just like, I don't know how this is gonna be. The emotion's gonna run super high this game. So let's get into it. So we kick off the season at home in the dome against the Carolina Panthers. Um, I don't like this game for us. I'll be honest. I don't like this game for us at all. Carolina always plays us tough, especially early in the season. We either play them week one or like week two or week three, but it's always in Carolina. We rarely have them come to New Orleans this early in the season. So for us to get Carolina this fucking early, that's rare. I mean not early, but come to New Orleans early, that's rare. So I don't like this game, man. Carolina's defense should be healthy this season, should be ready to play. Um, and this is Bryce Young's second year. Um, the Saints always have these games where they kind of sleepwalk through them early, and it feels like that could be the case in this game. Um, with our offensive line still a little shaky, we don't really know. We sign Lucas Patrick from Chicago, but to help the offensive line out, we drafted a kid from Oregon State. But this still feels like a game where Carolina defensively can wake up, be really good, stop the run, and make Derek Carr have to beat them. And that's a game I'm not too happy about. It's a divisional game. It's early in the season. It's the first game of the year, and it's always a shaky game for us. I don't like divisional games this fucking early, especially us at home. With I guess the one thing that we kind of be happy about is that we don't have that much expectations of us this season. So I guess it saves our ass a little bit, but at the same time, it just feels like, ugh, I wish this wasn't the way it would be. But we got Carolina to start off the game, the season. Of course, like I said, divisional games, games of importance. Put a dot and a check on it because that game is, of course, going to play out at some point during the season, either for division or playoff seeding. So, you know, yeah, playoff seeding. So then week two, we kick off our road life. And boy, did the NFL people say, you know what, fuck y'all. They gave us Dallas week two in Dallas, and that's actually their season opener. Their home opener is us in Dallas. I'd rather catch Dallas late. Fuck it, I'd rather catch Dallas late. Oh my god, I'd rather catch Dallas somewhere in like the mid week, 15, 16. I would have catch Dallas there than catch them week fucking two season home opener for them. That's just a setup. That's a setup for us, man. Again, this is a game of importance because it can tell us where we may be at the end of the season, playoff wise. Um, I don't really have the high hopes for Dallas this season, to be honest with you. But it's Dallas, week goddamn two. It's their home opener. They're gonna do everything in their power if they have a terrible showing in week one against the Browns. They're gonna do everything in their power to show up and show out at home against the Saints. Because the Saints again is such a shaky fucking team at the beginning of the season. They're always a shaky fucking team, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Then we go back home. We come home for week three against the Eagles. No, I don't. I hate this fucking schedule. The first 3 weeks, it feels like the first 3 fucking weeks of this schedule. I fucking hate it. Like we play Carolina, it's a divisional game, so it's pressure already on us. Then we play Dallas, who could determine maybe where we stand in the conversation with playoff positioning at the end of the season. Then we play Philly, who, if everything completely goes right, we could be playing Philly for who gets the number one seed later in the fucking season, or even make the playoffs. It's a man. And Philly's another team. I'd rather catch midway through the season, like at the end of the year, when they kind of like. But this is the first time in years that we played Philly and we're at home, so I don't know how this game is going to really shape out. because this is the first time in a long time we played Philly in New Orleans. I can't remember the last time we played Philly in New Orleans. Fuck, I can't even remember the last time we played Philly in New Orleans. The playoffs? That might have been it. Like the playoffs? Like that might have been the last time we played Philly in New Orleans. Like the playoff game that we had. Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Shit. Goddamn. Then we hit the road again. This time, again, a divisional game. This time we're gonna be in Atlanta. This is the first time we'll be playing Kirk Cousins as of Atlanta Falcon quarterback. Um, Atlanta's always a shaky game for us, especially in Atlanta. It's always a shaky fucking game. Um, and last year, if it proved anything for the Saints, in games like that, we just we, we fall under pressure a lot, like a lot. Uh, on the road in Atlanta, depending on how we played in Week 1 against Carolina, we could be down 0-1 in the division already, and how this schedule is already shaping out, we could be 0-3. So the pressure would be fucking on for us to win this game, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Um, and then to make it even better, after the Atlanta game, we go to Kansas City for Week 5. It's the first primetime game. It's Monday Night Football, Arrowhead Stadium. Everything that's going on with Kansas City right now, I don't know what the fuck Kansas City gonna look like by Week 5. It's like these motherfuckers keep getting in trouble. They got offensive linemen now getting, found and all of this. It's just a lot, man. But that's a shaky game for us, man. We haven't been damn, we haven't played in Kansas City in years. We haven't been in Arrowhead in years. Um, it's Patrick Mahomes. It's Kansas City. Travis Kelsey. But around this time is really when the defense starts to really just improve and show the hell up and start to really put their foot down. And this feels like a game that could be either a statement game for the defense or a real, real, real shaky game for the offense. Derek Carr record against Kansas City has never been really that fucking good. So it just brings into the more of the damn, we gotta play Kansas goddamn City. Shit. Good fucking luck. Then we come home for week 6 and then we play another divisional game. This time against the defending NFC champions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now we could have been the NFC South champions if we just would have fucking won earlier in this year. This is why I say that's why I've checked these games so much, because a lot of the games we lost earlier in the year came back and bit us in the ass at the end, because we could have easily controlled our own destiny if we just would have won the game against Green Bay and we would have beaten Atlanta or Tampa in New Orleans. But it is what it is. So Tampa versus New Orleans is week 6. Um, I don't know what to make of this match. I'll be honest. I have no idea. I think Tampa is going to struggle this season. They didn't really build anything. They didn't really gain anything. I think Tampa's going to struggle this season. Um, but at the same time, I can easily see the Saints struggling this fucking season. So I don't know, man. That's a shaky fucking game. I don't know what Saints is gonna show up, and I don't know what Tampa's gonna show up. So that's why it's a shaky game. And then week 7, after playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the emotions of that game, we have to literally turn our minds, and we have to literally get ready for the most impactful game in New Orleans Saints history in years, because for the first time ever, we will be going up against Sean Payton. Sean Payton will be the visiting head coach for the first time ever in New Orleans, because he will be fighting. He will be head coach of the Denver Broncos when it comes to New Orleans, week 7 on Thursday Night Football. This game makes me nervous because, again, this is one of those games where you just like, I don't don't know what the Saints are going to be by week 7. I don't know offensively what they're going to be. Excuse me. Offensively, I don't know what they're going to be. Defensively, I don't know what they're going to be by week 7. I don't know. And I'm assuming they're going to play with some heart and they're going to try to go out there and do some things. But I can easily see Bo Nix go out there and throw for like 300 yards. Like, it's the fucking Saints. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Sean Payton might got some secret plays this motherfucker just using just for this particular game. Um, yeah, man. I just I don't like this, man. But then we get a little break, we get a little rest, and then we get to go. Then we go to Los Angeles for the Chargers. Week 8. Um, that's gonna be a black and blue game, man. Jim Harbaugh, defensively is gonna have the Chargers playing at a different level. Um, I feel like the Chargers are gonna try to run the ball a lot on us. Because that's Jim Harbaugh's mo. Yeah, I can't wait to see how that game is gonna play out in LA. And then week 9 we go to Carolina. Like I said, I hate playing against Carolina. This time is a little easier. It's late in the season, not early in the season. Um, so by the time we play them in week 9, we should know what Carolina really is. If they're a good team, a middle of the pack team, or just a team that just has packed it in and already called it quits and they don't want to play no more. Yeah, so by week 9 we should know. By week 10, because week 10 we have the Atlanta Falcons come to New Orleans. Again, I expect us and Atlanta to be the two teams in the NFC South to really have somewhat of a conversation about who wins the division. And this could be the divisional game right here. This can be the game that clinches the division for one of us. Um, so week 10 and by this time, like again, the Saints usually turn it around. They usually ramp it up by week 8, week 9. Defensively and offensively, they usually get into like a good rhythm. So by week 10, I expect us to play our hardest against Atlanta. Week 11, we welcome the Cleveland Browns. Oh, I'm gonna hate this game. Because by week 11, we should also know who Cleveland is. If Cleveland's gonna pack it in, which I don't think they're gonna do this season, but there's also gonna be the game that we welcome Jameis Winston back. Jameis Winston got signed to the Cleveland Browns. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna play out and how that's gonna shape up in week 11. Week 12 is our bye week. Thank the Lord, because we're gonna need it. Thank the Lord, because we're gonna need it. Um, Week 13, we welcome the Los Angeles Rams. And last time we played Los Angeles in Los Angeles on Thursday Night Football, we just didn't show up. It was a bad game. We just defensively we got just ran through, and we couldn't stop none of the receivers. And then offensively, it just looked so fucking bad. And all we had to do was win that game. We were still in the playoff situation. We still kind of controlled our own destiny, and we just didn't show up. Point blank, period, man. Last time we played the Rams in New Orleans, we blew the doors off the hinges of them though. So I don't know how this is gonna look. Me and my brother Weiner both talked about the Rams. I don't have that much faith in the Rams this season. He does. We shall see. Week 14, we go to the East Coast. We play the New York Giants. This is another team that I just feel like at the time we play this team, by the time we play the New York Giants, we should know if they are still committed to the season, if they have a chance to win the division or at least get in the playoffs, or if they completely and utterly packed it the fuck up. They completely and utterly packed it the fuck up. Week 15, we go back home and we play Jaden Daniels. Of course, LSU product coming from LSU, Heisman Award winner. He will be back in the Superdome playing against us week 15. By the time we play that team, I think Washington will be good, but also it's the Chase Young Bowl. Chase Young should be healthy, should be playing around this time. Hopefully he's healthy. Hopefully he's playing around this time because it'll be, I think, his first time playing against his former team. So the team that actually drafted him. So that's an interesting one. Week 16, we're on the road in Green Bay, Monday Night Football. I don't know why I didn't check this one because it's also a very impactful game for us. in the season because I don't know what we're gonna be by week 16, schedule wise, winning wise at this time, and it's a late game. It's literally Lambeau Field, week 16. Green Bay should be at some point either really in the playoff picture, maybe winning the division, maybe need this game to at least stay in the division conversation. Maybe we need the game to stay in the division conversation. It's one of those games where we don't know where the schedule is gonna be at by the time we get to week 16. I'm assuming Green Bay's gonna be really good this season, but we don't fucking know. Um, week 17 is another game where we super huge expectation, super huge moment because Derek Carr plays the Las Vegas Raiders for the first time since being released by them last year and signing with us. They come to the Superdome. I think the Raiders are gonna be really good this year. A lot of people probably don't, but I do. Um, and it's gonna be an interesting game because I think they're gonna play super hard for Antonio Pierce and also to show Derek Carr that they don't need him anymore. In Week 18, we finish up by being at home on the road against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know what this game is gonna look like. This could literally be for the division on either side. Both teams could be literally the worst teams of the damn division. We don't know. Um, I didn't write down wins and losses because it's the fucking Saints, and I'm not delusional. I'm not a delusional Saints fan. It's like we're going 17-0, or we're going no. I can easily see us start the season when I bring down the schedule like I just did. I can easily see us start the season and not get our first win. Shit, until week 9. I don't know what the Saints are gonna look like this year, and I think that's the thing. And and I'm one of those guys that likes that because I can't really predict what the team is. For the last couple of years, I thought the Saints would be great, and then they just shit the fucking bed. Now this year, they have no expectations. Nobody expects them to get into the division. Nobody expects them to win the division. Nobody even expects them to be in the fucking playoffs. But this might be the year we actually do all of the shit we were supposed to do. I could easily see us lose the first 8 fucking games. The crazy shit is, I can also see us win the first 8 fucking games. It's like it's the fucking Saints. We don't know what it is. That's why I didn't put any dubs or L's or anything like that. Like a lot of these shows would put, like, oh, that's a dub, oh, that's an L. I don't fucking know. It's the Saints. That's what the Saints. That's why I don't. As a Saints fan, I never get my fucking hopes up. I don't know what the fuck this team's gonna be until they get on the motherfucking football field. About week, like I said, about week 5, 6, 7, I'm like, okay, they're inconsistent like last year. They're inconsistent. They got something, but they don't use it all the fucking time. The new offensive coordinator, I hope he musters up something in Derek Carr to get him right. I hope Kendrick Miller and Jamal Williams are more of a factor this season with this offense. Again, I don't know what this offensive line is going to look like. Nobody does. The receiving core should be okay. I don't really have that much problems with the receiving core, or even the tight ends. I hope we keep the kid from North Dakota State. Uh, Defensively, I actually think our defense is going to be in the top 5 this year. Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. But I think our defense is going to be in the top 5 this year when it comes to defense of efficiency and yardage. Because I think the defense we have that we're building, that secondary is scary. And if we keep Marshawn Lattimore, which I think we're going to keep him, you now have 4 cornerbacks that can all hold up and all held their own if they stay fucking healthy. And that linebacker core with Ford that just got drafted from Texas. You still got Pete Warner from Ohio State. Demario Davis is still the leader of that defensive line, the linebacker core. Brian Brzee entering into his second season, which I think he's going to be more of an impactful player in this second season. Cam Jordan, like I said, Chase Young should be healthy. Hopefully he's healthy off after this neck injury, this neck surgery. If we can get a pass rush, because last year it was about trying to get turnovers, and we finally got turnovers. but we still could not create a pass rush. Now that we got Brian Brzee possibly getting in more, playing a little bit more, I expect our team to be extremely motivated and extremely ready for what this is. Defensively, I'm not worried about this. I know a lot of people hate Dennis Allen. I am not one of those people because the one thing that he does and he does fucking well is defense. That is why I'm not too concerned about our defense. Offensively, I'm very fucking concerned. I am super duper concerned. Yeah, I'm Sean McDermott. I am super fucking concerned because I know our defense, our offense is the problem. Because I don't know what this offense is going to look like. I don't know if Chris Olave is ready to be the number one guy. I think he is. I really do feel like he is. I'm happy we got rid of Michael Thomas. I'm not one of those guys that's like, we should keep Michael Thomas no matter what. That's stupidity, ladies and gentlemen. It's very stupid. I would never want to keep Michael Thomas if he didn't want to be there. When I read off the schedule, it's like there's a lot of road bumps for us. Early, mid, and even at the end. It's a lot of road bumps. And I don't, because of how I see our team being this season, still very fucking inconsistent, not really knowing who we are offensively. Defensively, maybe getting nicked up a couple times here and there in the season. Big key players getting nicked up a couple times in the season. We're gonna be right back in the same fucking hole we've been in. 8-9, 9-8, never really making the. We can't win the division or lose. We can't get in the playoffs. That's the fucking Saints. And that's why I'm like, I can't really say we're gonna win or lose these games because until I physically see how we look after like week 3 or 4 or 5, that's when I know. Okay, now I know how we are. We're gonna probably be a team that could probably do some things. But if we get off to a hot start, I'm still gonna be like, I'm still waiting for the inconsistent game because the game where we don't do nothing, we don't do well in, even in the wins that we might have some struggles. If we win those games, I'm like, okay, we got something. We gotta just figure it out. I just I am I don't know. Read the schedule, going down it. I don't know. I don't know because I don't know what the Saints is. I don't know what the Saints are. I wish I could sit up here and tell y'all, man, we're gonna win the division. I wish I could sit up here and tell y'all, man, we're gonna win. We're gonna go in the playoffs. Last year I had us getting into the number one seed. Yeah. I had us getting the number one seed in NFC. I was clearly fucking wrong. I don't know. And I'm tired of putting my expectations on the Saints because I don't want to get heartbroken. That's a Saints fan. That's all fans of sports. But particularly as a Saints fan, you know how it is. And I just feel like this season is such a questionable season that we don't know what the Saints are until they get on the fucking football field. And to me, right now, man, I gotta see how the season's gonna look. I gotta see how the season's gonna look. And yeah, but that's the Saints schedule breakdown. Um, Hope you guys enjoy this. I will be back for preseason, and of course the season. For Bleed Black and Gold. Hopefully, I will have some guests spontaneously this year after the games. Maybe break it down on Tuesdays. Um, but yeah, but cause me and my brother want to do our show on Wednesday, so I'll probably do what he does on Tuesdays or Mondays. Tuesdays, and yeah, break down the game. Maybe Fridays when it's a Sunday game. Probably Fridays when it's a Sunday game. But yeah, hopefully. But till next time, man. Preseason's around the corner. New Orleans Saints football is almost here. Also, I will be doing also Bleed Purple and Gold, which is my LSU show. And I'm actually go look at their schedule and also right now. I know we start the season with USC in Vegas. And I gotta go watch. I gotta look at their 2024, 2025 schedule. But till next time, man. This is Brandon Janeau. This is Bleed Black and Gold. Who that nation? We almost there. See y'all soon. Peace.